Hey guys, it's Penguin here, and welcome back to another goal making video. Today we're going to be talking about how to flip high value items and how to find these flips and exactly how I go about doing this using the Undermine journal as well as TSM to help us. So this video is going to be about how to flip items on your main server, as well as you can use this on any other multi-realm servers that you are on, and of course you can just use this however you would like with the information provided. So, to get started, all you're going to need is some income. I would suggest having anywhere between 50 to 100k to start with, or at least 50 to 100k that you are okay with investing. Now, of course, depending on the item, you can do this really small. Let's say you want to flip a battle pet, then you can spend 5k on a battle pet, turn it into 20k. That is something you can do. However, if you are trying to do this and to make a lot of income with it, you will want to do either multiple small flips, or you're going to be buying a few pretty pricey flips, and because of that, you're going to want to make sure you have some income. So I would set aside anywhere between 50 to 100k to at least be able to experiment with until you know a little bit more about what you're doing. But of course, let's say you only have 50k, you can of course try to flip with maybe 10k if you find an item that's valuable. But there's many different ways that you can also go about this. Some people use different websites, some people just search up different items looking for deals, or maybe they have a TSM group. However, in this video, I'm going to be discussing how to actually use the Undermine journal, and I'm going to show you some real life examples of things that I'm going to buy and hopefully flip. So, first getting started, I am currently on my main realm, which is US Wildhammer, and to start with this, I'm going to open up the Undermine journal. So, here we go, and if you've never been on the Undermine journal before, you're probably going to be on a screen that looks like this, and the only thing you're going to want to do is make sure you pick US, and then make sure you pick your realm. So I'm on Wildhammer, so I'm going to click that. Now this website is really nice because basically it's a virtual auction house, however it's set up a little bit differently. If you've never used this website before, basically let's just look up Fell Slate, then it will basically bring up all the items, so Fell Slate's right here, and if you click on it, you can basically see how many is on the auction house, the current price of it, the median price, the mean price, and of course how much is on your region in total, and the normal price for your region. So with that being said, there's also plenty of graphs that you can use, but we are going to be specifically talking about the deals section inside of the Undermine journal. So if we click on this, give a second to load if you haven't looked at it yet. There we go. As you can see, there are multiple different categories, and it's broken up by basically the type of item. So we have rare armors and weapons, uncommons, then we have crafted armors and weapons, some with bonus stats, we have common gear, we have uncommon recipes, common recipes, consumables, trade goods, companions, and then random other items. So how I look at this is in three ways. The first thing I look about is the current price compared to the regional price. For example, the first thing we can look at is the spiffy chainmail boots. Currently on the auction house, they are for 1,000 gold, and there are currently 2 of them. Now the region market value is 25k, and the mean price for our specific server is about 8k. So as you can see, it is currently a pretty good deal on my server. However, we do need to check out the item. If we click on it, as you can see, it looks like a normal pair of boots. And however, if we change the item level, as you can see, there are many of them. As you can see, there are 2 of them at eye level 45, 2 of them at 44, and none of them at 42. Which means I could always purchase these items, post it at this price, and then basically I can make gold off of this. However, since there are 4 items available, and I don't know much about the spiffy chainmail boots, for only about a 5k profit, maybe this won't sell since it's transmog, I'm not going to actually do this deal. But if we go back to the deal section, and if we just look, as you can see, a lot of this is just random transmog pieces, that aren't that good, or they just aren't very reasonable to buy. However, the one thing that stands out to me is the Silent Pillager's footpads. As you can see, currently there is only one on the auction house for 25k, and the regional average is 280k. That is a huge difference, and that catches my eye. So, I'm going to look at these. As you can see, there are currently only one on the auction house. There's other eye levels, but they don't have anything on. But there is one at eye level 78, currently for 25k. Now, the median price on my server is about 30k. However, the US median price is 270k, which is a lot of gold. And by the looks of it, this is probably the same person posting and slowly moving the gold value down because they don't want to wait. As you can see, they probably started it up here, then started posting it at 30, and then as you can see, they just didn't post it for a few days, and they posted now at 25. So basically, this seems to be like an impatient person who just wants to try to get it sold. So this kind of intrigues me, and because of that, I am going to look up on Wowhead. So you can pull over Wowhead, and I'm going to search up the pillaged boots. Sorry, they're called the Silent Pillager boots. Messed that up. Here they are, the Silent Pillager's footpads, as you can see. And as you can see, they currently have a buyout price at 380k on Wowhead. Now, keep in mind, this is not as exact as the actual Undermine journal one. However, that is completely alright, because it is still showing that same high item value. As you can see, this is actually a part of the raid tier set from BFA, which means this is actually pretty hard to get because BFA you can't completely solo at the moment. And if you look down here, it has a pretty rare drop. This one Elite has a 2% drop, and everything else has an under 1% drop. So this looks pretty good, as you can see. As you can see, it is a BOE, specific drop from the raid, blah blah blah, and it can also sell for a lot of gold. So all of this means that basically this item is pretty good to flip. So what I'm going to choose to do is make sure it's still available on my auction house. There it is right here, and I am going to buy this out.
If you find anything exotic, bring it to me.
I'm going to send this over to my bank tune, and then we can post that later on. But that is one flip, and I'm going to show you a few more whenever we find some deals. Alright, so I'm actually going to show you guys an example of something that looks really good, however, I would not actually do this flip. What we're looking at is under companion deals. As you can see, there are 9 Dune Scavengers at about 60k, and the regional price is about 160k, and the mean price is about 100k. So if we click on this, as you can see, there's about 9 of them, and they're all posted at about the 60k range. Now, from the US median price, as you can see, it looks very, very good. It looks like I can make 100k profit on each of them. However, if you look at the Realm median price, it's not too far off. Now, I would pay attention to the median price of your server if this is a more common item compared to transmog. For example, like the last piece I showed you about those boots, the mean price was pretty low because I was the only one on the auction house for a long time. However, for like this, as you can see, it fluctuates for a lot, and there's normally anywhere between 5 to 10 on the auction house, and it's pretty consistent around that 60k mark, so it would be very hard to actually boost it to that 160k, definitely when you see there's so many sellers and so many on the auction house. The next thing you can look at is actually the daily summary. As you can see, from September 9th, since then, basically the market price has been steady around that 60 to anywhere between 90k range, and it has just steady out. And of course, there's those big jumps, but as you can see, within a few days, it crashes back down. So this looks like a really good flip. However, since there's so many possibly hiding from the auction house, meaning somebody's probably stockpiling them, and the fact that the low price has remained so steady, and as you can see, people have tried to reset it, and it comes crashing down. This is something that I would not go for, and this is kind of like a red flag, and it just looks too good to be true, basically. Now, of course, maybe there are some good deals on your server compared to mine with Dune Scavengers. Maybe there's one posted at 20k gold, buy that up real quickly. However, for that example, that is basically kind of a red flag and something that I would not invest in. The second example that I'll show you of basically something that you shouldn't do is holiday mounts. Currently, as you can see, the Swift Spring Strider is posted here, saying that right now the current price is 30k, while the regional price is 50k, and my price is probably around 160k. Now this looks insanely good. If we click on it, there's 21 of them, and as you can see, they're all posted, and it's like, wow, I can make a lot of gold from that. However, you have to remember that there are certain events going on. Currently recording this, it is April 6th, which is 2 days into the Easter event. As you can see, the price has been plummeted down. So this is not a quick flip that you could do. This is not that you just buy one of them, reset the market. You would have to be buying all of them. And for the next week, the prices would continue to crash because of this event. However, you could use this to your advantage. Maybe you do want to buy 5 of them at the 30k mark. Then maybe you hold on to them for 6 months, which you can easily do. However, that is just a very, very long-term flip instead of something that you're trying to sell within a month or so. So just remember that there are holidays going on, and depending on the time of the year, there might be an influx of mounts or pets that look really good to have, but you do have to remember that there's an event going on. However, from this data, as you can see, from about right here, as the months go on, it gets more expensive until, of course, the event comes back and it crashes. So of course, if you do want, pick some up at the 30k mark, then in about 6 months, in about 3 months, you can post them for a lot higher. However, you just have to remember this is a lot more of a long-term flip compared to something that you're trying to buy and flip within a few days, a few weeks, or even just 2 to 3 months. Alright, so I am actually on one of my side realms, and I'm going to show you some of the examples of some flips that I've done on this realm, and that I've been very successful with. Now, as you can see, I am on a level 1 character in the middle of Stormwind, and basically I had no gold to my name when I started this. I made a trial tune, got that 100 gold, mailed it over, and I started with the 100 gold. What I did is mail over some pets to get some income, and currently I'm sitting on about 80k. However, I just invested a ton into pets, so I was at about 300k with this account. Now, if we go into my ledger, as you can see, that's kind of where the deflux goes, but we're going to look at some of my revenue. The first item I'm going to be talking about is this Corrupted Mantle of the Fellseekers. Now, if we go to expenses, I purchased this item 18 days and 11 hours ago for 5k gold. I found this exactly on the deals page on the Undermine journal. I looked it up, saw it was a pretty cool transmog piece, and so I picked it up. So I bought it for 5k at 18 days ago. And if we go to revenue, as you can see, literally 9 hours later, 18 days and 2 hours ago, I sold it for 145k. Now, of course, this flip is one of the best ones that I've had because it's not just a very high flip. I mean, I made 140k off of this. However, I did it in 9 hours. So this was definitely basically a gem in the rough that I found. So not all flips will be like this. However, these are the examples that you can find by just browsing the Undermine journal. As you can see right there, bought it for 5k, sold it for 145k. The next thing we can talk about is the Duskhaven breeches. Now, I actually purchased 3 of these 180 days ago, so this was back in BFA. This was a very long time ago. However, I did purchase 3 of these at about 1k each. Now, this was during BFA, and these are exactly from Island Expeditions, and by then, back in late BFA, these gear would vary this type of gear was very good to flip, so that is why I basically bought it out. Now, as you can see, in about 12 days from that, I sold one, and I actually sold it at a loss. I actually sold it for 800 gold. So that means that was a mess up on my part. Not exactly sure why I sold it for that much, but that was a fail. However, 22 days ago, so keep in mind this took 160 days to sell. However, I sold one for 30k. So that is a 29k profit just right there from buying it at 1,000 and selling it for 30k. Now, as you can see, 21 hours ago, I finally sold the last one for about 11k. So in total, I spent about 3k and I made over 40k with that investment. Now, of course, this is a long-term one, and that is partly my fault because I actually lost the mail to this character because I took a break and I had to actually re-get it from Blizzard. Like, I had to put in a ticket and stuff. However, it still was a longer selling item. As you can see, between these two sales, it was about 20 days. So maybe I could have sold this in about 100 days or so, but it did take about 160 to about 100, just over 100 days to sell. So this is definitely a very good flip, turning 3k into 40k, but of course it was very long term. Now, this flip is actually a flip that I am doing currently. I have not sold it yet, however, I hope to sell it. I found this once again on the Undermine journal on the deals tab, and about 16 days ago, I bought this mantle of bestial force for about 500 gold. If we hover over this, as you can see, a region average market value is about 25k, and market value on this server alone is about 95k. However, it does have a 0.01 sell rate, so it's going to take a while to sell. Currently, I have it posted at about 95k. As you can see, there's another one on the auction house. However, even if I can get 25k, even if I can get 30k out of this, I spent 500 gold, so anything that I do get returned out of this would be a great deal. But this is a piece that I picked up that I am currently flipping. Another pet that I actually picked up was I found this on the companion deals section of the deals page on the Undermine journal on this realm, and it's basically the Dredge Ghoul, which is from ICC, and I bought it for 17k. Now, I bought this 4 days ago, and this was cheap on this server alone. As you can see, if I hover over it, currently the market value is about 30k. However, I knew this would sell a lot more on my lower pop realm, on my main realm, so I actually learned this pet and brought it over to my main realm, and I did actually sell it. So let me go over to my main realm and show you how much I sold it for. So if we actually go onto this character, this is my pet character on my main realm. As you can see, 4 days ago, I sold the Dredge Ghoul for 42k. So this was actually another within a few hours sale. I don't remember the exact number off my head. However, it was about a little over 4 days ago I bought this, and I put it over here, and a few hours later, I sold it for 42k. So please keep in mind, whenever you find good deals about pets on any realm, you are able to transfer that to another realm. So I knew I could get about 30k on the other realm if I did want to resell it, which is still 13k profit. However, I knew if I bring it back over to my old realm and my main realm, then I would get a lot more gold. As you can see, I would get that 13k as well as 12k on top of that because it's selling for 42k, which is very nice. So I turned that 17k into about a 23k profit just from a few hours from finding this deal on the Undermine journal. I would not be able to find such good deals if I was not looking on that journal for every few hours I check it. Also, a few tips for y'all. This is a website, which means you do not have to be active on WoW in order to look at it. So let's say you're downstairs preparing food, or you're just in another room, or maybe you're watching your favorite TV show or something. Maybe you're like, oh, let's see if there's anything good. You open up the website, you find a deal, you can quickly run over, get on WoW, purchase it up before anybody even realizes that it was posted. So this is something you can check when you're at work. Of course, maybe if you're at work, there's a slight chance that it might get bought out depending on how good the deal is. However, that is still a very good way to just keep an eye on your market to see if there's any potential deals throughout the day. So yeah guys, I hope this video helps you kind of understand how to use the Undermine journal and the deals page to help flip items inside the game. Also, I hope this helps you start flipping items. I was kind of nervous to do it at first, however, I just said, alright, here's 20k, I'm afraid, whatever, if I lose it, well, I'm 20k down, I'll just make it up. But you know what? I mean, you live and you learn. So I invested that 20k, and of course I lost some of it, but I invested 20k more, and I started earning profit from the flips that I was actually doing. So this is definitely a good way, whether you do it on one realm, whether you do it cross-realm, or you just do it on all the realms that you are on. This is definitely a good way to find some easy flips that either will turn over in 7 hours, or it will turn over in about 100 days. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helps. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your success stories. Tell me your fail stories. Trust me, I have so many fails. This video would be so long if I showed you those. But I hope this helps. Make sure you join the Discord down below so you can post pictures of your really good flips. Also, check out my Twitch. We are live streaming 4 days a week, Sunday through Tuesday, and then Friday on my off days. So, yeah guys, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.